That's recording, and then boom, here we go right here. Oh no, you know what? Let me get the music playing first.
You should tell me.
I know I missed it. Let's see.
Role is to turn these children into spectacles, not survivors.
Okay, the commercial, baby.
The Hunger
The
Games
commercial.
to remind us who we truly are.
Welcome home, Mr. Snow.
The Hunger Games, rated PG-13, November
They're putting
17.
it on my YouTube.
There you go. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I told you, you ready to play?
Go back and do it over there.
You can't sing y'all now? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the Real Steel Podcast. 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 Alright, good.
Oh, that's
We're gonna need 16 of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how long that was gonna go.
3 bars, 2 bars.
My bad. It was good for
That was 2 bars, man.
Yeah,
Man,
no.
I'm telling you, man. I'm working on us a theme song, so that was just like a raw version of
Yeah,
it and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But it's coming.
That was good though.
It's coming, man. It's
That was
coming.
good, man. Yeah, I felt that, man. We might have to do a little soundtrack or something.
Yeah, we working on
Oh,
it.
we
Yeah.
embarrassed you then. You ain't coming out. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am so
I
sorry
mean,
for
you
that.
know, hey, it's the real spiel.
Yeah.
One day you're gonna look back at this and say, I know them guys. Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be along with us.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, hopefully
Yeah,
you'll be-
that would be
right there.
your people gonna look back and say, "Hey, that my cousin." Yeah, I remember when they was in, the
Yeah.
Spiel Cup
Yeah,
studio.
right up, they were shooting at that crack house. yeah, and look at them now. They got their own studio.
Yeah, their own studio and everything. I remember when it looked like they in a den, but you know.
Yeah. But you're supposed to be comfortable. That's the whole point.
Exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah.
Episode, what we episode 18, man.
Coming
We're
up.
moving along.
Yeah, we growing for that.
Moving along, man.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of
So,
us.
coming to you live from the Spiel Cup Studios.
Yeah.
It is a real Spiel podcast.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
And I'm your favorite Rand, Cold Steel.
And we got some returning guests.
But this is what's so special about this episode.
What is so special about it?
This is the first time they've been on here together.
Oh,
yeah. See, I've been keeping up with this stuff. Yeah.
I'm coming to find out that we are a podcast of first. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
podcast
I like
first,
that.
man.
Yeah. I like that, man. Yeah, we
like
breaking
first.
ground.
We breaking ground.
Making waves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got 2 returning guests.
2 returning
You
guests.
know what I'm saying? We got the legendary Cherry Bomb.
Yay!
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That was my Jamaican impersonation.
Right.
And then we got Ayo to my right.
Hey,
That's supposed to be a bomb dropping.
I know.
All right, yeah. And this is episode 18 of the Real Spiel.
the Real Spiel podcast.
And this episode is called Keep It In House.
Keeping it in house.
I feel like this is a very important episode.
Very important episode.
Incredibly.
Yeah, it came to me in a dream. I'm lying. It came to me when I saw this mess and stuff going on in the world,
Okay.
and I just said, you know what, maybe we need to have an episode and address it, man. So yeah, I figured this is time. Hopefully y'all will take this ride with me and put y'all input and thoughts on this, and we can maybe help somebody today.
Yeah, we can help somebody today.
Yeah.
Before we get started, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
This month of October
It is.
has been Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
So
Stamp out
is
cancer.
Stamp out
Stamp
cancer.
out cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can all say that cancer sucks.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
I was
so-
gonna say it with you then.
Yeah.
You want-
No, okay.
Okay,
Now,
we'll do it next
we're gonna
time.
go on, man.
Cancer sucks.
Yeah.
That's right. And let's do our part to help get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once again, shout out to all the people who have dealt with it. You know
Dealt
what I'm
with
saying?
it, yeah.
The survivors, the ones we lost, the family members that had to go through there, man. Our hearts
The
go out to
caregivers.
Yeah, the caregivers, everybody that play their part, man. 'Cause
Yeah, we say
it takes a family, man. It takes a village.
yeah,
You know
it
what I'm
takes a
saying?
village, yes,
So yeah, we appreciate y'all service, man.
yeah, we do.
All
And
right,
everything,
all right.
So thank you. Also,
Yeah.
you know, as always, months have things, but this is Pastor Appreciation Month.
No.
Yeah.
Man, we
So
should have
this
did a
is
different
Pastor-
episode, man.
Yeah, everything.
Well,
But you know,
yeah.
we're gonna shout out your pastor, man.
Oh yeah, Pastor Mike McClure Jr., aka PMJ. You know what I'm saying? And it was the reopening of our church today at the Rock.
All right.
It was a huge turnout, man. Very successful, man. Appreciate everybody coming out and supporting him and the church. So yeah, that was good, man. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all want to give a shout out to
Yeah,
everybody?
you're gonna
Sure.
shout out your pastor.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to my pastor, Joanna Webb. Hey.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Pastor
hallelujah.
Webb, Pastor Joanna Webb.
Reverend Walter E. Ellis in Montgomery, Alabama,
What?
Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church.
I like that. I like that. Said the whole church now.
Yeah, say the whole church name and
Yeah, that's
everything.
good. That's good. She
yeah.
passionate about that.
She passionate about that. And she, you know, she
Yeah.
lives here in town and she goes all the way to Montgomery, man. So there's nothing wrong with
I don't believe that part. But,
Shout out to the.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, no, I'm just joking with you. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she drive down there. Yeah, she drive. I'm just messing with y'all. Good Christian girl. Good Christian girl. Very faithful. Yeah, we appreciate her. And the church appreciates you. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
And I want to shout out to my pastor, the Reverend David W. Craig.
Yeah,
Of the
man.
Mount Pilgrim Missionary Baptist Church, Fairfield, Alabama.
Say it with your chest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, say it with your
yeah,
chest.
yeah.
All right,
so-
yeah. Shout out to all the
shout out
pastors.
to all
man.
pastors and all people that preach the gospel,
Yeah.
that talk about the character,
Yeah.
you know, and build character. And
Yeah.
I want to tell everybody this: if you haven't, get back in church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's online or physically go, just
Yeah,
get back to
in
it.
church.
Yeah, just get back into
church,
it, man.
Get
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
You know,
Get that word up in you.
Yeah, and then
You know what I'm saying?
and the fellowship.
Yeah. I mean, the fellowship is definitely important, but
yeah,
you know,
but that word is the most
yeah,
important.
y'all about to say, yeah, as
Yes,
long as
sir.
you're getting that word in you, that's a
Get that
start.
word in.
Right.
Yeah,
it
it'll
builds
be-
character.
No, I was just about to say. Well,
Yes,
you gotta
sir.
tell he finished my sentence. You can tell we know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just finished my sentence.
Yeah,
I
it
like
builds
that. We
character,
connect.
man. So when and that's gonna play a big part in what we're talking about today.
Oh yeah.
You know, and about should you reveal or not reveal, or should you talk about it or not talk about it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I want to say this:
Yeah.
no matter where you go in life, you
Yeah.
know, no matter how you achieve and everything,
Right.
if you don't have character, good
Right.
character,
Right.
yeah, it ain't gonna stay with you long. I'm telling you.
Bingo.
No,
It's not gonna stay with you
no,
long.
man. That was
So
powerful.
character is
Nor will your community stay with you long.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah. So
Mm.
character can change everything.
Yeah.
Character
Good or
can-
bad, huh?
Good or bad, but good
Right.
character. you
Yeah, we
know.
want
good character.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
want
yeah,
good character.
yeah. You're right. Character will determine how the community goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you go
Mm-hmm.
and everything.
How far you go in life?
How you feel you go in life. So
Yeah.
we wanna. That's why we're shouting out our churches
Yeah.
because churches teach us good character.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, from little bitty children and
That's right.
everything.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's all
That's
about teaching character, man. So,
I'm with you on that.
yeah, so
Okay.
let's get into this episode.
Oh,
man.
you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get into this
All right.
episode.
All right. I'm gonna set the tone for y'all. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So like I said, the episode is called "Keeping It In House," and you know, it's different variations to that phrase, different levels to it. So you know, I just want to kind of touch on a few of them. You know, when I think of keeping it in the house, I'm thinking about things you're going through personally, whether it's your marriage or who you're dating, or maybe something you got going on with somebody, and you don't want to, you shouldn't let it out. Maybe you should probably keep it to yourself. But I do also see the other side of it, because we all have somebody that we feel like we can confide in. We all have those people that we feel like we need to talk to and get stuff off our chest or vent to.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you can't keep everything to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because, you need somebody to lean on from time to time.
But let me ask you this question. So
Yeah.
when we said keeping it in house,
Yeah.
are we talking about to post or not to post on
Well,
social
that's
media?
part of it. That's part of it.
it.
But I'm just saying, like, even old school stuff, just
Just
On the
in
phone,
conversation.
putting,
Right.
Just in conversation.
Being,
Be
well, I hate
careful
to say
about what you
being messy.
decide to disclose.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. See,
Okay.
that's why she here, man. She's smart. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to talk about. So one of the people that made me think about this subject, and I don't like to call nobody out, but I'm just gonna say she a sexy color. She's a rap star. That goes by a name that refers to a sexy color.
Okay.
Maybe y'all know who I'm talking about. Maybe
I
you
got where
don't.
you going.
Okay.
Okay.
Tyler probably don't know who I'm talking about.
No, but I think I got
That's
an
a good
idea.
thing that you
Yeah. But let me first say this though.
You know what?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Now I love her. I love her music. I love her energy. I love her spirit. So I'm not trying to bash her in any way, but this is just my opinion. I do kind of disagree with her being an open book. I'm assuming that's what she
to
is.
a degree.
Yeah, to a degree.
She has no filter with what she decides to expose.
Exactly.
She don't.
And I feel that she's just a transparent person. Just naturally, she's somebody that, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
But some stuff I feel like you ain't got to put out there, cause I feel like some of that stuff gonna come back and bite you later on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But she was one of the people that maybe want to talk about this episode. So I wanted to ask y'all, since y'all know who I'm referring to, cause one of the things that she was talking about is some of her sexual activities.
Right.
And it was a few clips and videos floating out there, but that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I just feel like, what I'm saying, 10 years from now, you might be in a different mindset, in a different space.
Which you will be.
Right, and that to me is going to come back and haunt you. And she even, it's all speculation, it's a rumor, I don't know how true it is, but she's supposed to be with child. So now I'm thinking like...
She announced it,
Oh, so
Yeah, she
is.
announced it. She
Okay.
confirmed. This will be her second child.
So,
Oh, wow,
and I'm not real familiar with this
Okay.
person. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not real familiar.
Right.
But, okay, so do you believe this is done to gather attention?
That's one of the ways I
Or is
think.
she actually this person?
No, I think this is
I think
really
this is-
her. This is really her personality.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with that being who you are. I
Right.
think, like you said, it goes back to what you're deciding to present yourself as.
Mm-hmm.
That I think is more important than you just keeping it real or
Mm.
staying true to whatever you feel like you're staying true to.
Right.
You gotta have some discretion about what you decide to disclose, because everybody's not even due to see all parts of you.
Right.
And she show you.
So here's my question. How big is respect
Incredibly.
in what you say or what you do, either in conversation or in posting? Because we're using social media now.
Yeah,
But
we
how
are.
big is respect in how you portray yourself? And that respect can be respect for yourself, respect for the other person, and respect for the people who are in your circle. Your parents, your children,
Yeah.
your co-workers, the people that are important to you.
Right.
How big is showing respect when you decide to put something out there?
Cherry bomb.
I think it's incredibly important. And I think that it's incredibly important. I know that you touched on something that I think about consistently, especially when it comes to Facebook. There are a lot of times I wish I could say what I'm thinking,
Right.
What you say?
but a lot of times you just gotta be able to pull back, even when it is irking you. I mean, the monkey is scratching your
Yeah,
back.
he's just all over you.
But you
that monkey hurt sometimes.
understand, okay, I got grandmas. I got grandma bankers that follow me. I got
Right.
the ladies of the church following me. I got other family members following me. So
Right.
I take into consideration how they view me and the level of respect they have for me and themselves, and how they want to be presented as a family.
Right.
Because morals and all that other stuff is really important for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So being brought up in an environment where that is important, how you project.
And what you put out.
Right. What you put out there determines a lot about what you are going to be getting back.
Right.
Because I believe all of us, and I want to speak for y'all, that we sat there and we typed something
Right.
about something that touched us, and then we start hitting the delete button. I don't need to
Regularly.
put
I
this
don't,
out.
I don't do that, by the way, but I understand what you're saying.
So you believe that you should just put it out there?
Well, I operate in the shadows.
No, he's
Oh,
saying
okay.
don't put nothing at all.
Oh
Yeah, I don't even pick up
Like-
the phone, bro. When I'm feeling something, that's the first thing in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, now, I may see one of y'all and be like, hey, man, what y'all think about this? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
'cause that's in your circle,
Right,
yeah.
right. But, yeah, I'm not going to put it out there. That's just me, though.
So we agree that maybe we've lost a lot of respect in our world today, in our community today.
And for
Because-
themselves, for their own.
Right.
As the first person for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that, you just put it out there, and everything. So it used to be when you were sitting around the dinner table, your parents used to say, "What happens in this house stays in this house." You know, it's not anybody else's business.
That's right.
And they used to also say, when you go outside of the house, remember who you represent.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
So
Yeah, we can get
think
away from
that's-
that place.
Yeah, I think we got
Yeah,
way
that's
I don't
away
think
from
they
that.
telling their kids that anymore.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell.
You can
You know.
tell.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a child disrespects an adult, you know, at any point, you know, you got to go back to where they train to honor adults.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm growing up. I remember the one incident where the person was kind of like the neighborhood drunk, you know, but we couldn't call him that. We had to respect him as a man, you know, and
He's
everything.
still a person.
That
at the
was
end of the day.
Mr. Such and Such.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, yes.
So even though he was begging up for $1 so he can go get some wine and everything, or the chain, we still had to, we couldn't become, look at him, he drunk. We couldn't do that.
Right.
But
Right.
now we have kids that are just,
Oh yeah.
Blatantly ugly people.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Talking crazy to them and everything.
Right.
Man.
and
Making
especially
fun
when
of
they get to school, you know, the teachers, you know, that's one of the biggest things. You know, they showing videos of children jumping on teachers,
Right.
arguing or fighting with teachers
Yeah, I don't
and
like
everything.
that. That ain't cool.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
And
of
so,
that
because
either.
it goes back to a respect thing. So
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
lost respect, so we gotta get back.
But then you got parents who endorse stuff like that too, and I think that's where a lot of the problems come in at, because it's not you not acting like I taught you nothing. It's you not gonna say this to my baby.
And
You not
ain't
gonna
touch
say
my
this.
child
Yeah.
neither.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so when you start embracing that in all aspects, even when the kid is wrong,
Right.
It's a problem.
you creating a much bigger issue for the future, because when they become adults, there is no reprimanding them at that point.
Mhm.
Or when they get to be bigger than you, they're gonna start telling you what to do.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, so that, you know, so respect plays a big part in building character, you know, and everything, and plays a big part on what you should put out there and what you shouldn't put out there. Yeah.
No, and I got a question about that.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give it to Ayo first.
Okay.
So, another hot topic. We ain't gonna say no name,
Right.
but a certain young lady with a shaved head has been on tour. Promoting a book and everything, and basically a kind of like a tell-all book, putting her business out there, you know what I'm saying, which she has that right, you know what I'm saying, but I was just wondering, you know, and I'm gonna start with Ayo, when you, in a marriage, for example, I'm not married, so, you know, I can't really speak on it, but, you know, I can, but, you know, I never.
Well, in a relationship.
Well, a relationship, yeah, well, that's
Okay.
better, yeah, we're saying a relationship.
Yeah.
You and your partner going through something, they have upset you or whatever, or y'all at odds, do y'all agree with slandering them and putting them on blast if they have done something so egregious to you, you know, that you so angry with them that you just like, you know what, I don't care, I'm gonna badmouth them, I'm gonna let everybody know how trash he is to me, or how trash she is to me. You know what I'm saying? And just telling the world your personal business, what they did to you and why you feel like they did you wrong. How you feel about
I
that?
don't agree on that.
Oh,
That's
no.
not good.
Okay.
And I mean, me personally, I think she's doing it for money. Their relationship always been open ever since the 90s. As I was a little girl, I used to listen to my grandma follow them. And their relationships, to me, always been like this, you know. The world put it out like they had a perfect marriage, but I mean, the things that they do, how could you have a perfect marriage and you do those things
Allegedly.
your-
Allegedly.
allegedly allegedly do these things in the marriage? And so I really think it's a money thing, and I don't like what she's doing. It's not cool, but I mean, she do need to stop.
But this, you know, this is how she maybe venting, or how can I say this? This is her way of kind of like therapy, maybe. You know, by putting it out there
Could be.
That ain't
and
therapy.
getting it off her, you know, things so that
No,
ain't therapy. They're
that's
just being
not
messy.
therapy. They're just being messy,
Okay,
yes.
all right, I like that.
Oh,
Yeah, go on, get some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, jump on to some of it.
I will say that they both are very open individuals. They both have written tell-all books, and I think that the money grab that they have sporadically just catches people off guard. Now, do I think that she should probably cut back on some of it, considering that she's getting caught in lies
No.
in a lot of interviews.
Yes.
I think she probably should take a back seat to some stuff because the numbers and the dates are not adding
Oh my
up.
goodness.
No, when she
But-
said Tupac.
Right.
Oh no,
Right,
oh, no.
Right. Look,
Look
the dates didn't add up. So
Okay,
I
okay.
think that she is, like a lot of people, taking the chance to tell her side of the story because
Right.
she's been victimized by the internet.
And
And I think it's really difficult to be able to stand tall in the midst of being stoned by everybody on the internet and not having the platform or the voice to speak your side of everything.
Right.
Now, do I believe that she's going about it in the right way? Probably not, but I also don't have an alternative for that because I've never been through something like that.
Interesting. No, I'm saying,
In
yeah,
reference to
yeah.
people who do that, though, I do
Yeah.
think that a lot of people with the bashing openly,
Right.
I do believe that sometimes you have to be able to realize what you've put yourself into
Right.
and who you've put yourself into it with.
Right.
And once you realize, okay, I done subjected myself to these type of people in this environment, it might make it a little easier for you to retract your statements and back up and just kind of let everybody carry on and you just live your best life in private, which is usually the best way to get back at people.
I agree. Silence is the deadliest weapon, player.
Well,
That's
you
my
know,
personal opinion.
I guess my question is, what's your motive for putting it out there? You know, why are you putting it out there? Are you
Yeah.
putting it out there because you're emotional and you're
Yeah.
trying to embarrass this person?
Usually that's the case, or they get defensive
Right.
after they've been bashed in whatever way, or if they're being viewed in some kind of way. It's a defense mechanism for some people.
Yeah, and I'm thinking she's just like, he's no better than me. He do these. He
Right.
see what
They
I'm
all
saying?
get down the same way. So I think that was her way of kind of bringing it back to the forefront. Like, y'all can stop with the bashing me because I would imagine it's holding up a lot of progress on her side monetarily from her to be able to get certain things because she's viewed in such a negative light.
So, if I can ask the question,
Oh,
just
yeah,
off of
yeah,
that, just off of
yeah,
that,
go ahead.
and they celebrities,
Right.
you know, but even all the way back down to us, you know, social media is a big part of our lives, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
In everyday life, you know, and everything. And no matter what community you're in, everybody is tapping into the social media. You know, we look at even the church when COVID was at its height, you know, and the government shut church down, said you can't meet, you know, and everything. You know, most churches use social media
Right.
to get their message out. So social media is not always bad. But my question is, when you post, what's your purpose for that post? And not only if it's something good, but even if it's, as we saying in this, and we know even on local levels, where people are posting, calling themselves exposing that person. So what's your objective when you post?
You just said it, bro. They just want to expose them.
I think everybody wants their side of the story out.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what I was saying about the victimizing. Like, you feeling like you getting badgered to death by everybody, and you see the thousands or hundreds of opinions of people who don't know what's going on in its entirety. So some people feel the need and the pressure to just be like, oh no, here, this is what's really going on. And thinking that that'll shut it down, but in reality, people gonna believe what they want to believe too. And people gonna feel how they want to feel. So if somebody already convinced themselves that they don't like you, or they don't believe you're a good person, or they feel like it was your fault in between you and somebody else's issue, then that's what they gonna think regardless of what proof you submit.
So, should there be rules to posting? Should posting have this 12 steps, what you need to look at before you post?
I mean, but what if they not just posting? What if they going out bashing? Like, for example, let's say y'all work together. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
Or
saying,
not
yeah.
even that, y'all go to the same church, or y'all
Right.
the same circle of friends.
Right.
And they going around calling everybody, sending text messages to everybody. See what I'm saying? So
Right.
there's so many different avenues to bash that person
Exactly.
and make, well, and like she's saying, defend yourself and tell your side of the story. But my issue is, okay, first of all, y'all should have had a conversation probably, and I get it, y'all might have been heated or upset with one another,
Right.
but y'all should have been like, hey, we need to keep it between us, right?
Yeah.
You know, I get that you mad at me for what I did or whatever, vice versa, but hey, this needs to stay between us. Uh-oh.
That's a character thing too.
Ooh.
So it's back to character. Yeah.
Not from a church man.
So it's back to character and back to
You saw
respect.
she brought that back full
Right. So
circle.
it's back to character and back to
Right.
respect.
Mm.
So it's all about the person's motive of why they're doing it. Even if you've been hurt.
Right.
There you go.
Because even as a good person, sometimes you can be hurt and sometimes you can pull up and say, you know what? You got it.
You can have it.
You got it. I ain't gonna.
I'm not gonna let it disturb my
I'm
peace.
not even gonna trip. You go ahead.
Go
handle
ahead,
yours,
you got that.
and then I'll go ahead and go my way. And I'm gonna be so great and flourish so
Wow.
hard in front of you that it still wouldn't make a difference.
Wow.
Right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna break my
So
soul.
great.
You gonna break my soul. I'm sorry. Go
Man,
ahead,
she
Jeff.
said she gonna be so great, even
Yes,
what
sir.
you putting out there, I'm
You're
still
right.
gonna rise above that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm gonna be great no matter
That's
what.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I like that.
But that's
I like
not
that.
how a lot of people look at it.
You know, cream always rise to the top.
Wow. Yeah. Let's just pause for a
Should I
minute.
look at the camera? I should look at the
Yeah,
camera.
you should look at the camera when you say
Cream
that.
always rise to the
Cream
top.
always rise to the top.
All right.
Man,
All right.
Yeah, yeah,
So are you cream
yeah,
or are you sugar?
yeah. Cause
Is
it
that a
gonna,
good comparison? Sugar
yeah.
sink, don't
It will sink.
Okay, yeah, all right, cool, yeah.
Gonna rise to the top.
Yeah, think about that. No, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Chew on that one.
So,
Yeah.
so are there rules to posting? Are there rules in handling conflict? I guess
Oh
that's
yeah,
what we're saying.
yeah, it should be,
You know,
but you know, some people play outside
Yeah.
the rule. You know how they go, man. They play outside
Depending
the
on how
line.
hurt they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So who is responsible?
You responsible for your own actions.
Mm,
Right.
Cause you being irrational, you can be upset.
mm.
But when you become irrational, you done went too far. You allowed to feel however you feel, but when your response is irrational, yeah, you got a problem. You need to go talk to somebody about this.
So is there a difference between a reaction and a response?
Mm. Mm. They both start with R's.
They both start with R's, and they both are an action.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But let's just say reaction is built on emotions.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
and a response is built on wisdom.
Mm.
And you take time to.
So I mean, if you
cultivate
thought about it and you contemplated, what should I say? You know, how should I say this? You know, do I take responses to take everything that we talked about? You know, how it's going to affect me, how it's going to affect them, how it's going to affect my surroundings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me to. But most of the time we react.
A lot of times, and I think with growth, not just age,
Right.
you're able to get into a space where you can respond to things.
Mm.
Yes.
And when you're younger, you know, typically, you react.
You react.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you give people exactly what they want.
Or when you immature, because some
Right,
older
exactly.
people
Exactly.
still reacting.
Mhm.
You know,
Mentally,
to
if you're not developed enough.
if you're not developed, yeah.
said developed enough.
Yeah.
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 And so we can see how on social media,
Mm.
because all we seeing is what you putting out there.
Right.
Yeah, so we can see if the person is not responsible enough.
Right.
So there should be some responsibility in posting on social media or passing it along or whatever.
But it all go back to character.
It all falls back down to character, yeah.
I hate when they go live and do it.
Oh,
And
my
where we
That's
learn
when they usually
character
go
at?
too far.
Huh?
And where we learn character
Well,
at?
to me, it started at the house.
Yeah, it has to start in the
Yes,
house.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, then you can pick different
Fresh out of
avenues.
church,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
school,
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm
and
doing.
church,
Yeah.
the
Boy
people you
Scouts.
surround yourself with.
Right, the
and-
people you
Yeah.
surround, yeah.
Yeah.
Who has your will,
Right.
yeah. And it basically comes back down to you individually.
Right.
Yeah, you know, the moral thing of right and wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch gears though. Let me hit y'all with this one.
I just preached my pastor's sermon today, so yeah.
That's good. I'm sure you appreciate that.
Home,
Yeah. See that you affect them in a
church,
positive way.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Society and to yourself.
Okay. I like that.
That's what he's talking about.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then. So, switching gears. Another thing about keeping in house. How do y'all feel about? I mean, this can go men or women, but I see this mostly with men though. When men tend to brag or exploit, if you will, the women that they're dealing with, right? And I know women can do it too, but I know mostly to me it's more of a man thing, unfortunately. when men brag about situations they had with certain women, you know what I'm saying, intimately, and they want everybody to know, and they put their business out there. So, you know, what do y'all think about people like that who kind of
Pillow talk.
pillow talking and putting their business out there for bragging rights or you know, points or whatever, you know, whatever the reason behind it.
Everything is going back to character,
Right.
you know, because you know, who business is that?
Exactly.
But the
Well,
two people that was involved, right? Yeah.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
I got some choice words to call people like that,
Oh,
but since we're on live, we're just gonna
it's
make
a
sure
real
that we
spiel.
label
It is a real
them.
It's real spiel now, so if you want to speak your mind, go ahead.
I have colorful language, but we're just gonna say that they are insecure individuals who really need a lot of reassurance, and they use the women that they think are tiers above them anyway
Oh my, that's poetic.
to get some type of attention or clout.
And
Or to feel important because they already know that they are lackluster individuals.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, you some fireworks. Hold on, man, I got a deal.
And so when you said tears, you're not talking about tears coming out of your eyes.
No, that's what I said. See, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I was like, ooh,
He said, you talking about the tear.
Nah, I knew what tears you were talking about. That was just, okay.
She's talking about that top tier. Top tier.
So
That's why they aim so high.
since we went that way with this,
Yeah.
what's more important to you when you approach a man? Is it his looks
That's the last thing on my
or
list.
his language?
His language. Because what you decide to let out of your mouth when you first meet me is going to reveal a lot to me.
Exactly.
Your intentions, your mindset, so I can even know if you might have good intentions,
Right.
but if your mindset ain't where it need to be, then you still ain't going to get nowhere.
Yeah.
So I think that words are always going to trump appearance overall anyway. It's good to look at somebody who looks a certain way, but looks don't mean anything. They have no value outside of eye candy for the moment. Looks don't pay anything. Looks don't stimulate you mentally.
Hold on now. Depending on what you're doing though with the looks, you might pay a little something. But go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about another episode. I'm sorry. That's another episode.
As a man, your mentality, your moral compass, and how you view family, and how you decide to take care of your family and those around you is always going to trump appearance, in my opinion.
So, and the two young ladies here, I'm assuming they're in between 40.
Oh man, you wrong with this time.
And 30.
You ain't got to do that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
okay.
it.
You in that range?
I think you mean 20 and 30.
20 and 30.
Yeah, 20 and 30.
Well, 30 can go all the way to 39, right?
Okay. Yeah.
20 and 30.
Chalice said it, not me. Now y'all know that.
Well, I mean, it does. It go from 30 to 39, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's in the range, right? So, and that's how you feel, then we're going to assume that most women that have reached the age that you have reached.
Maturity, right.
Okay.
Because when they realize that
Right.
it's beyond the fact of hair and looks and other minuscule things that don't bring you any value.
So what would you speak to, or what would you say to the teenager up to 25?
What would I say to them?
As far as what we're talking about right now.
I tell them the same thing I tell all my little cousins and everybody else's little cousins that come around me.
Okay.
You'll realize that what a guy looks like or what you think your type is probably isn't even the best person for you.
But the media is not portraying that now.
Yeah, media is gonna portray a lot of things to you. Like I know a lot of men who are still stuck on media, and I mean they in their 40s and 50s, and they still think that you have to go out and get a lighter complexion female, or she has to have whatever surgical procedures done for you to be able to glance in her direction. But
that's racist.
when you go in,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
somebody said racist. When you get somebody that falls within those categories, you realize that the substance is going to trump everything else because they can't provide you what you need. They may not be a good mother. They may not be a good person to bring your house peace. They may not be able to work with you to accomplish goals.
Right.
They may not want to work at all to accomplish anything.
So how should we look at this whole social media thing? Because the social media is not saying that.
You hate social media, don't you, man?
No, I don't. No, social
I feel
media
like
has.
I understand how you
Social
feel.
media is entertainment.
But what
though.
I'm saying is, that's the word I was looking
And we
for.
have to look at it as entertainment.
So it's on being on stage.
Right, literally.
So it's
I
being
mean,
on
and
stage.
it is a mechanism where you can use to communicate with somebody too. Because initially, when I first got on Facebook, and this was a while ago,
You're gonna age yourself.
that's why we're not discussing all
She
that.
was
'Cause
10,
it doesn't
she was 10
matter.
when social media
I'm
came.
21 regardless.
Oh,
but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when I got on Facebook initially, you had to have a certain type of email address,
Right.
and you couldn't add everybody on there. You had to be invited.
Right. Yeah.
So now anybody and their mama getting on there, and you got people who are exposing pieces of life that other people shouldn't even have eyes to see. Like, we shouldn't be privy to see certain things. So I think that's kind of damaged the image of social media, because initially it was to just be a fun way of keeping in touch with friends and family.
So to get back to the why we're talking about this today is that we have to take social media for what it is.
Yeah, with a grain of salt.
With a grain of salt. That is not real life.
Most of the time, it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
even, I won't say it's not even real life. I'll take that back.
It
It's real life, but it's a piece of somebody's life.
It's virtually.
Naturally, I'm not gonna walk around 24/7 and let you see all aspects of my life. I'll say, okay, this weekend I went and did this.
Right.
Now we're gonna upload whatever with my friends, but there's no reason for me to, go into depth about all the stuff that I deal with throughout the week or all this other stuff. I mean, sometimes.
These bills sitting on this desk that I gotta pay.
Right. Like,
yeah.
you gotta go through.
Yeah. So that was just me.
So-and-so,
that
and
was
it's
just
gonna
a
be this
small
much.
portion of my life
Right.
that I'm showing you that I was having a good time.
And it fits my image of what I want to display.
Yeah.
Right.
So when we start, or when things will start posting personal issues, as far as to expose a person, like what we've been talking about,
Right.
that should be off limits as far as social media is concerned.
Like you said, depending on
But
your
it goes
character.
back to character. Yeah.
Because some people don't mind having their business out there.
Yeah, they
Right.
don't care.
The
They
only
feel
time-
They get a kick out of it.
They just feel like they going through it. Their life ain't no better than mine. So
Right.
who them to judge?
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people feel, but it's not.
But I mean, then a lot of times just be attention, man. Some people just want
Oh, that's
attention.
a major
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
It goes back to a sense of insecurity again.
Yeah.
Seeking attention.
Seeking
Seeking
attention,
attention.
because you need that pat on the back, that validation
Yeah,
for somebody
yeah.
to tell you that you're important today.
There you go.
So likes have become the new money.
For a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're willing to do whatever to go viral.
Yeah.
They're willing to do whatever to get a like, a love, or a DM, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
And I seen someone wrote a status about. I know you had mentioned it the last time about them hiding the likes, and when you said that, I kind of thought about, okay. At first I was like, well, why they hiding the likes? But then I was like, oh, they hiding the likes because people be going through count folks likes.
now
to
some
see
people
who got
do that, and
got.
some people go through that trying to see who liking what.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you hide them, a lot of times they can't see.
See,
That
yeah.
social media be snitching, bro.
And so I think, I kind
That
of
was the
understand
episode,
what you were
wasn't it?
saying.
Yeah, it was an episode. It was an episode. Yeah, it was.
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, we cut you off.
Oh, you straight. I was just saying
Yeah.
I understand what he was saying when it come down to hiding those likes, because people get jealous or people feel some type of way. Who he think he is? He got
Whole time, you just want to share like everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah. You just wanna.
Yeah.
But let me ask y'all this though. I'm gonna start with Ayo. Check this out. So switching gears, do you feel when you vent or when people are venting, is that kind of like a form of being messy?
It depends on who you vent to.
And the manner in which you do it.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Who me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, go on. Yeah, elaborate. Yeah, elaborate.
Okay. Well, say it again.
So when someone is venting, they're going through something, whether it's in a relationship or maybe just personal, maybe their kids cutting up, whatever, and they like, girl or homie, let me tell you this. And do you feel like, oh, better yet, let me use a better example. Let's say they're going through an issue with someone else, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're venting to somebody maybe they feel like they can talk to, but they technically are putting somebody else's business out there.
Right.
They're venting, trying
Their
to
own
get.
business.
They're part of the situation, but it's more so about the person they're talking about.
It depends on who the person is,
Mm-hmm.
what they're talking about. Are they down in the person, or they just, you know, just talking to get it off their chest? Because you can just talk about something and get it off their chest, you know, versus some people just talk about it and just to bash the other person because they're mad and they just want to make the other person look bad so they can feel good at the moment, or somebody can talk to them like, oh, you know, you better than that,
Right.
different stuff like that. They want to hear that.
They want that
Validation.
ego stroke. Yeah, they need that validation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Cheerbone. You want some of it?
I think that when it comes to venting, you just have to be careful of your intent.
Yeah.
And when you say things, what you wrap your verbiage in. Like if your intent ain't good about certain things, especially like when it comes to, let's say, your spouse, for instance. Because with your spouse, if you know you're not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, there you go.
If you know you're not going anywhere, I would be a little more hesitant about what you decide to share or the manner in which you're sharing it. Now, you might be upset, but if you are that upset, you probably need to go speak to a therapist about something, and y'all need to go sit down with somebody, or you go sit down with somebody so you can get those thoughts together. As for friendship, I think a lot of times when you vent, you need to be prepared to go back to that person as soon as you finish or say whatever you said and speak to that person about what it is that's bothering you so that you can get it off.
Don't let them know what you just said to the other
No,
person.
you can speak on it if you decide to.
Okay.
I'm not against that because I feel like whatever you say, you should be able to say it twice.
Woo! Y'all heard it?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Say it twice.
See, Gilly said I play it on work.
Yeah.
I'm retarded. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
it basically comes down to a reaction and a response.
Right.
Yeah.
I think depending on how you value your own relationship in whatever capacity, whether it be
Friendship.
your spouse, your friend, or even a coworker. Although I really feel like coworkers, you should just address it and put it on the table so that everybody can kind of move forward. And
Yeah, you stayed checking us. I just snitched right there, Taylor.
You sure did.
That was dry snitch too.
Man, what?
But I said it while she was here.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You said behind her back.
She
You
gonna
said
slap
it
me
right
on
in
the
her
show.
face.
She gonna slap me on the show. But no, you know, we appreciate you. That's why we always had respect for you. Because you let us know right then and there.
Right then and there.
You stop us in our tracks.
Right.
if I don't like something, I typically do that to everybody.
Oh yeah.
I would generalize like that because some people just aren't
Right.
that vocal and direct.
Right.
But I feel like if something bothers me or hurts me or disrupts an ounce of my peace,
Yeah.
Ounce.
I like that.
then we need to have a discussion about it so that we can move forward and you won't do that again, or I can at least know that I shouldn't deal with you
Right.
if I know that your intentions are to be repetitive with that.
How do you feel that if you, because all of us can act out of character,
Yeah.
how do you feel that if you acted out of character, do you need to go to that person to rectify that?
Depends on how out of character you acted, because I have definitely acted out of character as a reaction to someone's behavior. I've definitely been out of character, but I feel like a lot of the times the things that I do and say, I meant that from the depths of my heart.
Ooh.
And there is no reason for me to retract as long as I didn't
not
overstep
a
my
retraction.
own moral boundaries.
Not a retraction, but almost as like saying, I meant what I said, but I might have said it in a way that might have been offensive or whatever.
Oh yeah, I think that's feasible. I've done that before.
Okay.
A couple of times actually. Like I know I probably went too far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I apologize for that, but I definitely meant what I said.
Meant what I said.
Like, I'm standing on it. But I really do, you know, I really wish I would have had the time to choose better words. But since we already beyond that, how do you want to move forward?
Woo, man.
Right.
I like that.
That's
I
tough
like
right
that. That's just straightforward.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you
that's
either
to the point. Yeah.
are too damaged to move from it,
Or you.
or we can talk it out and,
we
you
can
know,
build
figure
on
out,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
now,
we
like,
can build
okay, we
on
know
it.
what
Yeah.
not to do with each other moving forward.
We.
But that's how you learn people.
Yeah, and that's what builds relationships.
Right.
Yeah, and everything that we can communicate, and we have a understanding.
Moving forward.
Moving forward, you know, even though my understanding might be, when I see you on this side of the room, I'm gonna go to the other
And
side
that's
of the room,
okay.
and that's okay.
That's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
because
but we do have an understanding.
You're entitled to feel
You're
how you
entitled to
feel.
feel the way. So with this social media thing, so when somebody puts something out there, and it may not be, let's see, it may not be to your liking, you know, how do you feel? Oh, let's just say you put something out there, we put something out there,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody say, well, I don't like that, you know, so I got to do a rebuttal, you know. I got to be able to absorb that because I the one put it out there.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, how do you feel about that when people come, or when you put something out there and you liked it, but there's not likes, you know, they got the little angry sign up there, or they got the, you know, whatever, and you know, now you mad at them because you said, how come you can't see this,
Right.
you know, and everything, so address that.
Being able to recognize that everybody comes from different backgrounds.
Right.
So naturally, I might like the color black. Toy might not like black.
She got black on there.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
You know,
Black on.
bad choice of example.
Yeah,
but,
that's a
you
bad
know,
example.
It's all right.
yeah. But you gotta understand everybody brought up differently and everybody has different backgrounds. So naturally, everybody gonna have different opinions about how to go about things
Right.
and what they like.
But you can't get mad because you put it out there that somebody doesn't agree with you. Okay, let's,
I mean, you
let's,
can.
let's make it
You entitled to feel how
Yeah.
you feel, but to
Right.
express it openly because
right.
people don't want to coddle and rub your back because
Or
of
cause
whatever
a
you
war,
said.
You know.
There
because
was
of-
actually an instance I saw relating to that, but we'll get into that a little later.
Oh, okay. What I was thinking about, and this go for male or female, you know, we put on whatever, and we think we sharp from head to toe.
We spiffy, yeah.
Yeah, we got it together, you know. I don't know what y'all terms y'all use. We got the swag on and everything, you know. So we take a picture, you know, and we're not, you know, pumping ourselves. We just feeling good about ourselves and how we look.
Right.
But then everybody's coming saying, I wouldn't put that on. I wouldn't put, them
Right.
colors don't go together. Or that don't match that and that. Or that dress to this or that dress to that, you know. And so how do you feel when you put it out there and you feel that, you know, I'm at my best, but everybody's saying, no, that's not your best. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just answer your question, player.
Yeah.
Which goes back to character again.
It goes back to character.
Because I know what it feels like when you post something and then somebody just, I
Trash
don't say go out their way, but you trash it.
Yeah.
Why did you trash it? For example, somebody posted something recently that I follow, and I ain't agree with it.
Right.
But I didn't say anything. I didn't like it or dislike it.
Right.
I just let it flow.
You just let it
See what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is, you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say
Don't
nothing
say
at all.
nothing at all.
We got the right to scroll by.
But that's character.
That's character.
Because I'm like, I could say something mean
Right.
and show, you know, express how I feel, but, you know, that's gonna start a mess. Then I was like, okay, I can lie and like it, but I really don't.
But that
Careful.
takes you out of your character.
Right. So,
Yeah.
and see, that's the thing. If I like it, they don't know I'm doing it just because. You see what I'm saying? But I know.
You
Right.
What you doing it for?
So
So it's all about character at the end of the day.
and that comes out of motive.
Come on with it.
What's your motive?
Yeah. So I just let it leave.
Why you
man.
did it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because, you know, I had posted something one time, you know, I ain't gonna call nobody out. But, you know, they ain't show no love or support either now.
oh, okay.
I was hurt a little bit,
And you were looking for them to.
Well, I ain't gonna say I was looking for it, but I was just
He
kind of
would have
like,
helped out if they had,
well,
just hit
it
the
would
like.
make me feel good personally. And I was like, damn, I know they saw it. Maybe I need to repost it again. I think I posted about 10 times. Like, you know, yeah, they still didn't say nothing. So, but, you know, it's all good. I just assumed that, hey, they weren't feeling it. And they just, you know, they kept it moving. So, you know, and I appreciate it. They didn't hate on it or they, you know, they didn't like it either.
They didn't say it.
They just let it live. But it is, so yeah.
Did you
know.
call them on the phone and say,
No,
hey?
no.
Yeah.
You know, I cried.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, man, I'm just gonna assume that, they didn't see it. Yeah, and it is what it is.
Wow.
But yeah, I know that feeling though.
Somebody told you they started just scrolling right on.
So a couple of people told me. Some people even took time out to say that it was trash. And yeah, so which I felt like was like, damn, that was kind of unnecessary. But I appreciate your honesty. But it's cool though. It's cool though. Like I say, everybody entitled to their opinion. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, by me choosing.
Okay.
That's a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, by me choosing to put it out there, that what I'm saying, I exposed myself to that what am I about to say, ridicule, is that right?
Yeah.
I use that word right. Okay, yeah.
Right.
So that's on me at the end of the day.
Okay.
That's on me. Okay, but yeah. What am I telling you? Oh yeah, I got one more question. All right, check this out. So let me ask you this: has someone that you entrusted, that you vented to or shared some information with, personal information with, has someone ever put your business out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty of times.
Mm,
That's why I don't tell nobody, sir.
Oh no.
And you're saying that they put it out to the World Wide Web?
No, they just.
It's been on different levels for me.
Oh, okay.
But I've had the internet. I've had
Not the internet.
gossip.
Yeah.
I've had, full-fledged bashing.
Right.
But I look at it like this too. I'm sure enough about myself that a lot of stuff that people say usually doesn't bother me. Like the audacity of a person would bother me more than,
Okay.
you actually putting, whatever
Something out
content
there.
you put out there.
Right.
Oh, okay. When you said the audacity of them just repeating it.
Right, like you
Okay.
in a position where you feel like you can speak on me
Right.
for whatever reason, whether you the person who initiated it or the person who's continuing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just look at it like everybody got a little dirt, especially if I know a little dirt, and I just still choose to overlook a lot of stuff and act like,
So do you retaliate?
No. In most cases, I have no reason to. When it comes to stuff like that,
Right.
I just kind of sit back and I allow you to sink in it, because a lot of times people expect a response from certain types of people.
Exactly.
So in instances like that, that's the one time I will not give you a response.
And I'm proud of you because I thought you would have.
When it comes to that, because I want you to sit in it, for lack of a better way to say it. And I only say that because if you know that I know stuff about you, now your nerves bad. I'm not gonna do nothing, but now your nerves bad, and I got you uncomfortable, and that's enough for me.
Cause that smoke could come back to him. Yeah, you can send some smoke anyway. That's tough right there.
I thought she was a good person. I trust her. I probably would have said
What about
something.
what about you though? Is somebody that snitched on you before and put your business out there? Did you answer it already? You said
Yeah,
you said F 'em.
I would
So,
have. I probably would have lashed back. I'm learning. I'm learning not to
So
just
you-
let it go. Just let it ride.
So okay, you let it go. You ain't going for the throat.
I'm
Okay.
trying not to. I used to. I'm trying to be a different person, not just go at somebody's throat because they said this about me or lied or said anything.
But what if it's true what they put out there?
If
You,
it's true,
you entrusted them with some information and then they went out there and put it out there. Shared it with other
well, I'm
people.
just gonna stop dealing with them. I mean,
Okay.
I'm like I said, I'm trying to learn not to snap on people about
Right.
situations,
Right.
good, bad, whatever. We can just talk. I could talk about it with them and ask them why would you do that. you
Right.
know?
Right.
And look at them like, I know your business too, and you just sit here and told my business to the next person. You didn't think about I know everything about you.
You gotta be careful, don't you?
Yeah,
You gotta be careful when you throw them boomerangs. You know why?
Because they come back.
Man, what you said.
Yeah.
So,
So it's not a revengeful thing, and that came with maturity, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that came with maturity.
Now, when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
we
my
were talking about 5 years
Yeah.
ago?
Well,
Was that 5
yeah,
years ago?
that was 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
21.
In fact, you're 21 now.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was wreaking havoc.
Okay.
But as you grow older, and I still have slip ups to where I respond to people who make me feel away, but somebody presenting what they think is my information, And I say that because a lot of times I'm more careful. I'm not gonna rob a bank with nobody, if that makes sense.
Okay.
For lack of a better way to put it. So, what you feel like you know or what you think you know, then okay. But it does show me your character to feel like you need to present that. So as I get older, I realize a lot of people do that because, again, that goes back to their character, their intent, and them feeling like they need validation of some sort. And the fact that you needed validation enough that you brought me in the mix. Like you valued me and what I have going or what you think I have going enough.
That tear
That
thing
you-
again.
That tear thing again. It hits on multiple levels.
That's you.
That's
That
plain
you
enough.
felt like you had to bring me up in conversation so that you can get a little notoriety. And I'm
Yeah.
glad to help if
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
Yeah, that's why nobody spraying the room about me, Tyler.
Yeah.
I ain't worth it. Yeah, I'm at the bottom of the tip.
So don't try to use me to elevate yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you
That's
notice how?
what they doing.
Did you
Right.
notice how I did that to
Yeah,
you?
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Elevate,
you elevate, yeah.
yourself.
Cause yeah, you just wasting your time. You say something about me. I guess that's what they saying.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Like,
ain't gonna do no response.
no. I mean,
And I think that may be a lot of it too. If you feel like nobody is saying anything, it's because they know you're not gonna respond.
But then I just got the mindset that people gonna talk about you regardless.
No matter what.
Right.
Yeah. So,
whether you doing good.
yeah,
bad,
or
or
if you're
whatever.
doing bad. So,
So
you know.
yeah, I mean now depending on who it is and what they put out about me, like you said, I may have a discussion with them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this came from you, and I'm like, this is something I entrusted in you. So yeah, if they come from you.
Then
Yeah, we gotta
I know
talk
how to
about
deal with you
Right.
later.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
in
yeah.
the future, and everything.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about that because I thought it was a trust issue.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
so,
yo, bro,
yeah.
I told you that in
So why
confidence.
your response? You know,
Right.
Well, what's wrong? So this has been the Real Spill podcast.
Yes, it
This
is.
is episode 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should it stay in the house?
Yeah. Keep it in the house.
Keeping it in the house.
y'all.
Keeping it in the house.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
call it 10 different things.
It's okay.
Keeping it in the house.
Yeah, it's
But-
keeping it in the house
so-
/ we hate social media.
So
Tyler has started a war with social media, man. I don't know what
No,
we're gonna talk
I-
after the show,
I
man.
think
I don't
that-
know what it is.
I understand what he.
I think social media is a good thing.
Right.
I think it is a good thing. I think it has brought us closer together
Mhm.
as a community
But it
just don't
also
like
has
how
caused
you
us to
use
fall
but-
apart too.
because we haven't had respect for social media or respect for ourselves, you know,
Right.
and what we need to keep in the house.
Right.
You know, what
right,
doesn't
right.
need to be out there on social media.
Right.
And
Because
everything.
you'll have memes going around with naked pictures.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff can happen,
Hanging
you know,
out
and
trucks
everything.
and stuff.
And so all of that stuff
Oh,
that's
wow.
supposed to be in the
Okay.
house,
Okay.
all of that stuff that's
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to be in the house
Yeah.
can get out of the house,
Yeah.
and then it can destroy careers, it can destroy marriage, it can destroy relationships.
Yeah, no doubt.
You
No
know, and
doubt.
everything. And all because you was trying to get back at someone for whatever reason.
Or like I said before, when I was using the first individual, the sexy color,
Right.
but another person popped in my mind too. I don't want to say her name, but she got a name that sounded like a motorcycle. But she had an interesting past as well. She's on another tier now
Okay.
as an artist, a rap artist.
Okay.
And but I don't know if she did this intentionally or maybe that's just who she was in that time. But she used, I ain't gonna say used, but she did certain things that brought attention to her, which helped her elevate, you know what I'm saying, to the point where she is now. And now she has issues with the past because now she's like, well, I moved on from that. But the world hasn't moved on from that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So
And-
they still looking at you from
Right.
things you did in the
Well,
And you
past.
can't dictate
Yeah.
that.
Right,
Once you
and-
put it out there.
Exactly.
And see that's
It's out there.
and so all of this is, you know, we say teenager, but when we're immature
Right.
and posting things,
Yeah.
we got to remember that it's out there and
For the
it's
world.
not going anywhere.
Forever.
Right.
Yeah, so it can be brought back up
Yeah, at any
10,
given time.
15, 20 years later.
15 minutes later.
15
Shit,
when you're saying that, you know, okay, I did that in the heat of passion or heat of the moment,
Right.
or for whatever reason I did it, but now I want that to die. It's not going to die because you put it out there.
Right.
And so we're saying, before you react, think about your response.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
know.
just don't do it at all.
Well, yeah. And so when if you have, so this podcast has been about if you have good character,
Right.
you're gonna have respect for all things, including yourself.
Yeah.
And then even when you get into a heat of passion,
Mm.
before you react, you're gonna look for the proper response.
And just think before you think.
And that's it in a nutshell.
Yes. Yeah. There was a knockout statement.
That was a knockout statement.
Yeah. But just
I think you just dropped the mic.
Yeah, you did. That was fire what you said.
I must have said something real good.
Yeah, I got to drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it's still working.
But it's,
you done. You know, okay, well, it's time to wrap it up anyway.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say, to piggyback on what you just said, just think before you leave. At the end of the day, just think before you leave, and remember, especially with social media,
right,
or really just in general
just
in society.
Yeah.
Once you put it out there, it's out there.
It's out there.
So yeah, just think about it before you do it. You know what I'm saying?
And you cannot reel something back in.
No. Once you throw it out there, that line is out there forever.
That's either out of your mouth, on social media,
right.
whatever. When you put it out there, it's in the atmosphere then.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there. So,
yeah, it's alive.
Yeah. And it can grow. You know what I'm saying?
And it can grow.
Yeah, there's something that you don't want it to. So yeah, just think about that before you do that. So all my ex-girlfriends, when y'all out there talking bad about me, all right, just remember, God don't like ugly. Okay? All right? God don't like ugly. I said it. Oh, quit talking about stupid.
Man, this been a great episode.
Sorry, man,
I think we're over the time, but we had a late start.
Yeah.
But you've been listening to the Real Spill podcast. We've been coming to you live from the Spill Cup Studio, episode 18. This has been the Real Spill podcast. We are live every Sunday at 5 o'clock on Facebook. But then you can go on to our YouTube page, which is the Real Spill Podcast 3.
Yeah.
And check out all of our episodes, man. So we hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Shout out to Courtney P.
My boy, Courtney P.
Courtney P. Shout out to Courtney P, man.
Word.
Hey, showing that love and everything, man.
Yeah, y'all go check him out on Facebook, Instagram, and y'all support him too.
Yeah, all social media.
And don't forget the Real Spill After Dark.
The Real Spill After Dark,
It
man.
goes live at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m.
An hour. Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all tune in for
Get
that.
your popcorn and your drink.
Yeah, we talking about toxic behavior.
Toxic behavior.
101. So all y'all trash people out there, y'all need to watch. So y'all know. Yeah.
The Real Spill Podcast After Dark.
Yeah. So we appreciate y'all, man.
We love y'all, man.
Yeah,
continue to watch, continue to share,
Yeah.
continue to like, continue to subscribe, continue to check us out.
Yeah.
This has been the Real Spill Podcast.
Yeah. All right, I gotta get it now. Y'all turn off the machine.
It's the Real Spill.